Before you come to beg on the door, forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore. Whoa!
Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod. We are back. You were ill last week, Craig.
Food poisoning last week.
Out of all ends, or?
well, yeah.
Yeah?
I won't go into detail. No detail is required or necessary, but yeah.
Sounds fun.
Went to IKEA a week ago on Sunday.
You shit yourself in IKEA?
No, that's where I assume the food source came from.
From the meatballs?
Potentially. Yeah. I had fish and chips, but my girlfriend who was with me, she had about 3 or 4 of the meatballs and then said she didn't fancy it. So I dove straight in, ate the rest of them, and had a bad guts.
Was she ill?
No.
Oh.
So I think it's the fish and chips myself.
Well, sue IKEA on that note. Time to sue
yeah.
IKEA. We'll sue them for loss of a podcast.
I know.
But we have got a new manager now. We didn't cover it last week.
It's weird we haven't discussed this yet. We feel like a bit old with the news here, but
just a little. And we've won a game as well.
I feel like we're going to come in with a different narrative to what we may have had last Tuesday if the podcast had gone ahead in terms of our feelings towards a manager.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't think he was anyone's first choice.
I don't think he was on anyone's radar, really, was he? And if he did crop up with any media source or outlet, people generally frowned a little bit.
Well, I remember when we put him up when he threw his hat into the ring.
Yeah, and
I remember the
chuckle,
stick everyone got back from that.
I feel bad now.
Yeah. And that wasn't just us, that was everyone.
There's everyone, and hold my hands up. If there's a Stoke fan out there that truly thought, yeah, he's a man for us, and you're honest with that opinion, let us know, because I don't think they exist. At most.
I don't think they exist.
No.
But yeah, he came in and he set off to a good start. He said the right things in the press conferences. He said that he was learning. He'd spent that time away in Germany learning, and he also addressed seemingly all the issues that Hughes couldn't straight away. Got right back, a left back.
Yeah.
Which, to me showed that he'd identified the weak areas.
I mean, I assume would these signings have come in regardless of the new manager? Were these already on the radar?
The right back, Bauer, was apparently flagged up by... That was pre-Mark Hughes anyway.
Okay.
But left back was certainly him.
That was Lambert. He said, we need left back now. Sort it out. Okay. Yeah.
So he's won me over.
So it took him a week
Eric
to realise. You know what, Eric was... We'll get on to him, I'm sure. Eric was all right on Saturday.
Yeah, he was okay. He was okay.
To be fair.
But, like I say, the game against Man United, he was obviously in the stands. He jokingly said that he started off the Paul Lambert chanting.
Yeah.
That's a great way to win when your fans on side.
Yeah.
Cracking a joke. I can't remember Mark Hughes cracking a joke in 4 years.
No, I don't think he did. I think hats off to the Stoke fans as well, because there was this big sigh when it was announced it was Lambert, but Stoke fans quickly, well, the majority of Stoke fans quickly got behind him and realised that you've got to be positive. This has happened now. Nothing's going to happen. Being negative about the new manager is going to get us absolutely nowhere. So they were straight in there singing his name, and I think that's really commendable. And he got his tenure off to kind of a decent, positive start, dragged out of that original negativity.
100%. It was the United game was a loss, but it was a weirdly positive one.
Yeah, there's still elements of the Hughes philosophy within the team. It was poor defending, poor tracking. But you could see the tempo had slightly increased. Let's have it right. Man United are a decent side. We were always going to struggle. But I think it's hard to say we played well for a 3-0 loss, but it was arguably went as good as we could have potentially hoped. Kind of.
No, definitely. I agree with that. To line up, we didn't play a new left back, as you said. Eric Peters was in there. It was a midfield 3 of Adam Fletcher and Allen, and it was a front 3 of Juve, Chupo, and Shaq.
Yeah.
I can't remember us doing that for a while.
What, with that formation we played before?
Those 3 in the middle and then that 3 up top.
Probably. I mean, Hughes tried every formation tactic under the sun. I'm sure he stumbled across that at some point, but it looked all right. It looked all right, didn't it?
See, Lambert has identified you as a striker and not a right back.
Yeah. It didn't take him long to identify that, did it?
No. The first half, though, was pretty drab. You were there.
Kind of. I mean, I've seen it in a few...
kind of there? Are you like in VR?
No. I was definitely there, but in reference to your first point, it was kind of drab. I appreciate there wasn't that many goal mouth opportunities, but it was so clear to see the step up in effort and passion and drive from the players that's all that mattered for me originally in that half. Because I went into that game thinking the performance almost matters as much as the result here, because if we show the same sort of lacklustre desire as we did under Hughes, under Lambert, it shows the problems were running deeper than the manager and something is really stuck and broken. So I was relieved to get that first half out of the way and just seeing that there was effort there. Mm-hmm. And I kind of came away from that game feeling more frustrated than anything, that the players had this within them. They had this within them.
But
they were fighting.
It didn't seem to do it under Hughes.
Yeah, so I mean, who do we blame there? The manager? The players? A bit of both? Because there's no excuse for not showing passion and energy, is there? And drive. No matter who the manager is, but obviously it wasn't being shown.
You should always,
that's the bare minimum,
that's what you're getting paid for.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting paid for at the end of the day. Mm. But then the second half we came out and obviously scored through Joe Allen.
Yeah.
Good goal.
Yeah. A cheap ball was fired across. I can't help but think he got a tad lucky with that square. I think he was going for Shaq in the middle, or even Juve for the back post, but luckily it fell for Allen. Quite a smart little finish. And what pleased me more than anything after that first goal, I kept thinking, what would Hughes do now? And under Hughes, we'd revert, we'd sit back, we'd do what Hughes would call game management, try and dictate it and let them kind of come on to us. Not under Lambert. I've not seen us push for a second whilst winning for months, maybe even years. And even after we got the second, we were going for the third. And I think in another game we would have done them 3-4. It was an excellent half, best half in ages and age.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And obviously, like you say, we did push on and we did get a second, and that was through Shaqiri's great flick onto Juve. Yeah, Juve put it away off the post, great finish.
Yeah, I love it. Right, I kept hearing people say, "Oh, Juve got lucky with that finish and all that." And I'm not Juve's biggest fan in the world, but I have it right. That was a great finish from Juve.
It was.
I can only assume he meant to hit that post, or at least that tight to the corner, and it slipped in the net. Great little flick from Shaq. Yeah, I was buzzing out. I'll come away from that performance.
And in the celebrations for me as well, not only the players who did, I remember Shaq screaming once, I think it was the Joe Allen goal, he was screaming in the faces, but the passion from Paul Lambert on the touchline for this,
great to see.
Well, I think those pictures have been everywhere now of him, darting onto the pitch, shitting up the linesman, and then fist pumping in the air, jumping. There's been a load of photoshops made since, which have been quite funny. But it was passion, and it was something we haven't seen for a long time. That energy and that.
Well, Hughes is quite often we see Hughes kind of revert to his seat, wouldn't we, and sit there. And I don't feel there's ever any excuse for the manager to be kind of slumped in his seat, unless we're winning 4, 5, 6-0. I'd struggle to imagine why you could feel that relaxed in such big games. And Hughes would often do that, and it was so refreshing just to see Lambert. I've not seen passion like that since Pulis. Never saw that under Hughes. It was so refreshing to see.
Never seen something as animated as that.
No.
I've seen him like fist pump or whatever, but I've never seen him run onto the pitch.
No, not
jump
at all.
in there.
But you get the impression that Lambert is so thankful to get this.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it is really, isn't it?
In his press conference, he said he's just lucky, feels lucky to have another shot at the Premier League.
Yeah.
Didn't think he'd get this opportunity again, and he does seem to be taking it by both hands.
I mean, we all look at it, and pre to Lambert coming in, you think, has he got the kind of history or credentials to warrant another job in Premier League football? And on the face, the last 2-3 years, no, not at all. So it's good that you've got a manager wanting to prove something wrong, and you can see that with the way he acts and the passion he shows the club. It's a great start. Great start.
Not to be, to be the devil's advocate here, it is only Huddersfield.
Yeah. A few people said that, but I keep referring back to the Huddersfield game on Boxing Day, where they played us off the park. We were lucky to draw away at Huddersfield. Yeah. They made us look shite. They really, really did. And considering we were playing the same team more or less, 3.5, 4 weeks later, I think that shows the step up. I know we're at home, it's going to be slightly different, but we've struggled against teams like that before. Bournemouth at home, for example. We really struggled against Huddersfield barely a month ago. Really struggled. And we absolutely blew them apart. They didn't have a sniff. Even Wagner admitted that the best team won. They didn't have a sniff. We steamrolled. We were first for every single ball. We showed more passion, heart, fight. Yeah.
It was great.
It was fantastic, yeah.
Also to be noted, as our first clean sheet in 15 games.
I know. Was it that simple?
Was
Hughes doing these simple things that poorly? Do you know what I mean?
We'll never know.
I reckon, and I say this with confidence, if we'd have played Huddersfield under Hughes, we may have won, but I almost guarantee it would have been a nervy as hell 1-0 victory or 2-1 or something like that. We'd have, like similar to West Brom, where we just kind of flopped over the line for the victory. There's no way in a million years we'd have kind of been comfortable, kept a clean sheet, and you can see that now. I think it's the most sprints we've recorded in a season. I think I saw some stat like that.
Love a sprint start.
Yeah. And I think it was just so obvious. It was just so obvious. You look at that game against Huddersfield, and you're like, of course, the manager wasn't instilling this drive in the players. They didn't fear him. They didn't want to play for him. He wasn't kind of. It just seems obvious now. I couldn't imagine Hughes doing a big kind of passionate speech before the game. He's quite a dour individual, wasn't he? But Lambert, you can imagine him really giving the players a kick up the arse. Real kick up the arse, and it was just so obvious on the pitch.
Definitely.
Refreshing is the word. It was so refreshing.
I do like Paul Lambert, and I, I'm backing him 100%. I do feel like with Hughes and just the change that we need, I feel like most managers might have got that sort of result just from reinvigorating the side and not being Mark Hughes. If you know what I mean. I'm not saying that all credit shouldn't go to Paul Lambert, because it does, but I'm saying maybe a couple of managers could have done that just because of how the effect that Hughes was having. Yeah,
I mean, I've heard so many stories now about Hughes. They just paint this pitch. I've heard that he never ran a training session. Yeah, generally he would kind of sit up in his office.
Well, that's why he has his team. His Nuets.
Yeah, he'd let his team get on with it.
He's Mark Bowens.
I don't know what he'd be doing on the computer, playing on Chat Manager. I don't know. He wouldn't be on the training ground. I also heard that the players would turn up and leave from training kind of as they pleased a little bit. If they weren't there, bang on, so what? If they left a bit early, so what? And it kind of makes sense. In my mind, you piece these things
approach.
A little bit. And like I said, I don't see Hughes as the person that would really kind of bollock a player, and we needed that. And I've heard more stories again that Lambert's been quite gentle with his approach, but he's more than eager to kind of lay into somebody if they're not putting the effort in.
Yeah, I've seen that they're into some double day training sessions now as well. Yeah. And it says a lot to me that that's to feel that that's newsworthy of reporting shows that we might not have been doing it previously.
I'll tell you what the biggest evidence is. Shaq won a header.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It says it all. Shaq won a header. He was never winning.
Did he have stilts?
I don't know what happened. I think there's no defender around him. He won a header. You wouldn't see Shaq doing that. He was putting in a bit of work, Shaq, and that's one of his weaker traits. But he was showing something.
It's the best performance from the game.
I thought Bauer was good. Joe Allen was probably my man of the match.
Yeah, he was mine actually.
All over the place. I've kind of been trying to analyse Joe Allen since he's been with us, and you can conclude now his best attribute is his engine, his buzzing about the pitch. He's absolutely everywhere. He's got such kind of decent fitness levels.
Because Bauer got actual man of the match.
Yeah, and I can understand that as well. He's great buy so far. I thought Fletcher played well. You could see that Fletcher was told to stop bombing forward, sit, don't move more than 5-10 yards from your defensive line, stay there, and that kind of
stay and protect him.
I thought Adam showed a lot of passion. Some of his passing was a little bit off, but he was being positive with the ball. He'd obviously been told by Lambert, get it forward, don't piss about, and I thought that was very helpful. The ball for our first goal started off by a clever little pass from Adam. I'm struggling to find a poor performer. I think Cheap Emoting, when he gets going, he's such an elegant player for such a big guy. I'm going to struggle to find a poor performer. I thought, are we even going to do poor performers?
If you can think of any.
I thought Shaq still lacked a little bit of tracking, which I know is not his game, but we need everyone on it. But that's been very critical. He was generally okay. Missed some decent chances.
Peters?
Yeah, fine. Typical Peters. He a very kind of determined defensive display, a little bit sloppy.
How long do we think Peters has got until this new lad gets a go? Because I would love him to have a go straight away. Him and Bauer, wing on wing, fast. Him on the left, loves a shot, loves a long ranger.
I mean, based off the last performance of Peters, there's no reason to drop him because he's got a new manager. I think Lambert would be a bit harsh to drop Peters, but it is Peters. I feel inevitably he will have a questionable game at some point. So I don't think this new lad will have too long to wait, is my point. I don't think it's quite right to drop Peters now.
I don't think it's just yet.
No. Ryan was good. You know,
Ryan was back.
Ryan was back, not just in the sense that he was physically back in the team, but it felt like old Ryan Shawcross. He was great against Huddersfield. Won every
performance.
Yeah, it really was. And I think it's quite reflective to say that Jack had barely anything to do. A few simple captures from some long distance throws.
Been some reports in the press of Butland. Liverpool tried to come in 40 million, and we said no, not for sale.
I wouldn't want to lose him. Not now. The position we're in. Come the summer, let's look at that. But if we can just distance ourselves from that for now, we don't need that distraction at the moment.
So, like we say, Paul Lambert's here. Seems to have turned it round a little bit. Obviously, it's only one game though, and identified some problems in the side. Brought positivity back. Pizzazz is back, and I think we need to have a special mention for the atmosphere.
Oh, it's great,
on
wasn't it?
Saturday. Not only was it buzzing, felt like, you know, backs against the wall. Paddy Power have paid out on us to be relegated again. It was similar to when we first came up. You know, that fire. It was literally a bear pit.
It was a bear pit, yeah.
And, you know, a Huddersfield Town fan even sent us in a tweet saying about how the
greatest thing he's ever heard.
The Delilah after the first or second goal.
First,
said it was the greatest thing he's ever seen at a football ground.
Yeah. Which is nice. I don't know what sort of ground he's visited.
If that doesn't paint a picture of what it was like on Saturday, I don't know what does. But, you know, let's keep that going, Stoke fans. Let's keep that atmosphere, because that is... I can't stress enough at what that does for the players.
Yeah. When
that's happening in the background, spurring them on.
I feel that confident saying, with that sort of atmosphere, there is, and players trying, we will not go down. No chance. We've got too much quality in the team. As long as you put determination in, the fans keep doing what they're doing, we will not go down.
With an atmosphere like that, you're literally sucking balls into the net.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how much it helps.
Yeah.
That Delilah, I've listened to it back on the match day. Some people have sent in clips as well. Buzzing, like hairs on the back of your neck.
It's
let's keep that up for the rest of the season, because you can't say how much that helps.
Yeah.
Can't say how much that helps.
And the players at the end as well, you feel the relief from the players. They're a real kind of round of applause from both the fans to the players and the players to the fans. And Lambert got stuck in and he was applauding the booth and the set and stand and all the rest of it. It felt a little bit like what they do in Germany. You know how the manager sometimes drags them over, which was appreciated.
Just need where they all have their arms now and the way.
Yeah.
Like when Liverpool celebrated the 2-2 draw with West Brom.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm not being overly optimistic. I'm trying to keep my feet on the ground. As you say, it is, you know, with respect, only Huddersfield. It's not like it's a team flying high in the division. It's his first game. You're going to get that managerial bounce. But I feel confident in saying that's the best Stoke performance I've seen in months, maybe even years. Even when we've been winning under Hughes, it's been lucky, generally. We were scraped over the line, but it was so refreshing. I keep saying refreshing, don't I? But it was refreshing.
It was.
Loved it.
Definitely was. I even put a bet on Stoke. That's how confident I was.
What was your bet?
Well, they were just part of all my hackers and things like that. But that's the first time that's happened in many a time. I've been making quite a bit of money saying that Stoke are going to be shit most weekends because they have been under Hughes. But I backed Stoke this weekend.
Did you? Always back Stoke, Al.
Do you mean always?
Always back.
Always?
Yeah.
After the run we've just been on, I'd be broke.
I can never bet against them.
I wouldn't be able to afford to do this podcast. I'd have sold me MacBook and fucking everything by now.
There's a hint of guilt if I back against Stoke. I can't do it.
Listen, I'm a realist. Under Hughes, Tottenham away, we were going to get spanked. I get on the -2. That's just being a realist, Craig. Just being a realist. You can look at it both ways. In the world of Stoke, there's also been a few news stories. Big Peter Crouch been linked with Chelsea.
Bizarre.
Chelsea are I swear someone at their PR team is just leaking these things to the press for a joke now. You know, first it was Andy Carroll, then it was Peter Crouch, then it was Ashley Barnes. Giles Barnes, Ashley Barnes from Burnley.
Ashley Wood.
Next it'll be Akin Fenwer or someone, probably, and then after that it'll probably be me. They'll be after me next on the list. But they're obviously in the market for a tall, 6-foot target man. I think they've actually been sniffing around Dzeko now as well, but I can't. Top scorer for Roma last year. I think he was top scorer in the Serie A. Maybe Icardi was above him, I'm not sure, but I can't see them letting him go, which would leave them back to their English targets. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I can't remember where I heard some other information about it as well, but Peter Crouch still lives in London. Yeah. He actually lives 10 minutes from Chelsea's training ground. He was a Chelsea season ticket holder when he was younger. Yeah.
He was a big QPR fan, wasn't he?
No, he had a season ticket at Chelsea when he was younger.
QPR fans would be raging at that.
And also, the thing that gets me, right, so before I got on to the last point, they actually approached in September, which we refused, and then he signed a new deal. Yeah. And apparently there was no contact. Rob Dorset from Sky Sports says there was no contact since. And then lastly, for me, which I think is the biggest indicator that this has some substance, is Peter Crouch would have laughed it off on Twitter by now. You know what he's like. Yeah. You know how quick he is to things like that. Nothing. Yeah. No mention whatsoever. That, for me, that thing alone makes me think there's some substance to the Chelsea and Crouch.
I mean, he's got, a year left in contract with... I mean, what sort of fee could we even command for a 36-year-old?
10, max.
I don't think Chelsea would. I honestly think we'd be near a 5. 36-year-old, 1 year his contract. He's hardly prolific for us. Like,
I know, but there's no but in that
we
market,
got no value.
There's no value in us selling him.
No,
for
I know. We can just dig our heels in. So not
like 10,
not
15.
I just it's not going to happen, is it? It feels like it's fizzled slightly.
Yeah, maybe it's not, but the approach in September shows that.
I tell you what, if someone
It might have been.
bid, if they were daft enough to bid 10 million
For Crouch,
I'd snap your hand off.
Yeah,
I
new
love
striker.
Crouchy. I think he's a great sub. I don't think he works as a starter, but when on earth
he is an option. He's always
he's
a
a
plan
great
B.
option. But when on earth are you ever going to get 10 million for a 36-year-old? Now, if that come in, fine. I wouldn't begrudge him the move, and I think it's good money for us. He's still good down as a Stoke City legend, but I'm for now going to file this under bullshit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just surely not. I don't.
I think there's a little
Stoke
bit,
don't need to sell.
I think there's a little bit of substance.
There's no value in us selling someone for 5 million that we're going to have to replace. Thus, Chelsea would have to bid around 10, which just seems ludicrous for us. It doesn't work on so many levels. This for either club, but
I've seen stranger things happen. For me, I think there is a little bit of substance there.
I can't see it happening.
I
just
don't
doesn't
know.
work.
There's just too much clicking for me that means there could be something in it. And the Crouch hasn't said anything on Twitter, I think, is the biggest factor. Out of all them, never mind they've actually made an approach, never mind he lives 10 minutes from the training ground, I think that Peter Crouch hasn't rubbished it on Twitter or made a joke out of it is the biggest sign, personally.
Watch this space, but I think probably not.
We will see.
Yeah.
We will see. Lastly, in sort of the news round up, Jack Harrison.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've
This
seen
is
much
the,
of this. This is the winger from
MLS.
New York City FC.
Yeah. Is he English?
Yeah, he's English. He's born in Stoke-on-Trent,
Oh right. Didn't know that.
but then grew up in Manchester or Liverpool, I believe. Or he was at one of those academies.
So is he?
I know he's a
Man City because they've got an affiliation with New York
Nothing.
City. haven't
He's
they?
never been at Man City or anything
Okay.
like that. But those clubs have got an affiliation. But he's set to leave, apparently, for us. So I've been told.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen that much from the videos I've seen. He does look a talent. He's in obviously the England youth setup as well. West Ham apparently tried to battle with us for this, but Stoke is his first choice.
Yeah.
His dad still lives in the area.
What winger is he? Right.
Right.
Good because Shaq needs something.
Like a Shaq,
under pressure.
Like a Shaq pressure back up.
Yeah.
Just like
I think if
Sobias for Chupo.
exactly. Even if he doesn't start consistently, because Shaq is decent, it's just nice to have a bit of pressure from Pine Shaq.
So from my connections out in the US, and I have actually got him, which is weird to say. I'm going to out him. Christian Henage. Go and look him up on Twitter.
Who is he?
Just a friend.
Okay.
Just a mate. He's big in the MLS, writes for a number of publications.
Yeah.
And he says he's been updating me actually because Jack's agent's been on the phone.
Yeah.
And apparently it's all done. Just waiting on the MLS because out there the MLS gets a cut of every transfer as well. I think
Right.
it is. So that's literally all it's left to. By the time this pod goes out, or by tomorrow, or whatever, it could be announced.
Okay.
But for me, done. Nice young English
Yeah,
talent.
that's good. I worry the last time we signed a winger from the
MLS,
Breck Shane, that went tits up, didn't it? But
He looked like he'd won a competition at
yeah,
Fulham.
he did, didn't he?
Fuck me, he was
Bizarre. I
bad.
don't even fucking he sanctioned that.
And then he went
signing.
on loan to Barnsley and like stuck his finger up at the fans or something.
Yeah, he didn't do it. He's back in Orlando, is he now?
Yeah,
Or
he's
where?
back in the US.
Yeah, good to see a bit of pressure come. It's bizarre that we're getting an English lad from MLS that's
Yeah,
young.
and I think
it doesn't happen that
and
way,
I think
does it?
because he's grown up there. I think we'd have to get a work permit for him as well, even though
Would
he's
we?
English. Yeah, I think so.
Sure, he's got a British passport there. I don't know.
I don't know how it works. Over our heads, Craig.
Over our heads, but
But-
yeah, good.
Nice little player in there.
Yeah.
apparently. And so that's something we can look forward to. Let's get on to the people's questions.
The people.
The people.
Right, that
The
sounds
people have been
dramatic.
asking.
Yeah.
Chris Caldwell says, where have you been?
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning. We covered
Yeah,
it.
at home,
Covered
being
it.
sick.
Matt Bennett says, tea or coffee?
Draw for me. Depends
Draw?
on the occasion. Yeah.
Tie.
Nice cup of tea in the evening around 7, 8 o'clock. Coffee at work. Or I love a coffee on the train to the football. That's my
I
domain
don't
for
do coffee.
Do you know?
A lot of people have asked us to, including Paul Lambert's Red and White Army, and a couple of people on Facebook have asked us, out of our loan players, who should we get back? Who do you think we will get back? I know a lot of people have been every time we've mentioned, because I think Mbula and Bojan have been the main two that people have mentioned. Muniez, I don't think we can. Don't think that's even an option. I think they've actually got a clause where if they stay up, they might have an option to buy him. I'm not sure. Bojan, they are looking to reduce their wage bill. He is one of the highest earners. They keep on dropping him in and out of squads because they can't afford to pay certain bonuses or fees. So that one looks most viable to me. And then Mbula is next on the list. I think he could possibly be terminated, but he started at the weekend, and I don't know if you've seen his goal, Craig.
Wonder goal.
But fuck me, what a strike!
I know.
Was like pub defending though. No one round him.
But we know that the thing with Mbula, I saw that goal. It's on the Bear Pit page, isn't it? And it's an amazing goal. 35 yards out, an amazing strike. But we know he's a good player. That's not an issue. I saw it. But yeah, I know he can do that. Would things have changed? I know he fell out with Hughes, but I've heard several rumours that he doesn't get on with most of the squad. He's a bit of a sulker. He's not learnt English. He doesn't integrate into the team. So I don't really know if Lambert can pull that thing round. I'd love to see Bojan come back because we all hark back to that 2014-2015 season, was it then? Where he was amazing. But from looking where Joe Allen is going to play, which is predominantly the further three of that three-man midfield, is Bojan going to get in? I feel like it would just unsettle the whole thing again. I'd love for him to come back, but my view at the moment is Joe Allen, that's his position. Get him there, get him scoring, get him doing what he does. He works hard. That's one of Bojan's probably bigger weaknesses. He doesn't track. I think leave Bojan till the summer. Let's not rock the boat in the moment. Mbula, maybe, because I suppose you could argue that's Adam's position. Adam's got his merits. I do like Charlie Adam, but he's not Mr. Mobile, is he?
No, he's not. On that note, though, speaking about Charlie Adam, I give him plenty of shit on Twitter a lot of the time, which is related to performances. But absolute credit to the man, what he did yesterday in tribute to Jimmy Arnfield, and actually must have drove to Blackpool's ground and left a
Stoke City
shirt with a message on about how much Jimmy Arnfield meant to him. So massive plaudits to you there, Charlie.
Yeah, too right. I've always kind of backed Adam on the pitch as well. I think he's underrated footballer. He's really technically a great footballer.
No doubt in his technical.
I know his fitness is a bit questionable. I think he gets a lot of stick because of his image a little bit. He doesn't really look like a stereotypical footballer, but I think he's a brilliant professional, an intelligent guy. He does a lot of work for charities and stuff. The Armfield thing just demonstrates him as a person. I'd love to see him stay at Stoke in a coaching capacity. I think he'll be a decent manager one day. I just want to tilt my hat to Charlie.
Yeah,
big fan.
I'll give him shit now and then on the pitch when he does fuck up. Still, no stopping that. But respect for that. I think Charlie's career might be in media.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I think he speaks a lot of sense.
He speaks very well. He does a lot on the radio. Seems to be going down that path. He seems to be setting himself up for that sort of thing afterwards. Who knows? Maybe we're going to coach him.
But the original question, Bojan not till the summer. It's just it'll block the boat. Mbula, maybe.
Interesting note on that, because we obviously put the video out there at the weekend when he scored it. So we put Gianelli just did this in France, in brackets with gloves, of course. Matty Everton, quote, retweeted it and said, he always got criticism in a Stoke shirt and at times it was justified. No doubt he can play though, and I'd get him back in a Stoke shirt ASAP. Great result yesterday, and Lambert spoke so well and passionately after the game. It doesn't get much better when the stadium is rocking.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Gianelli and Mbula retweeted that.
Did he? Yeah. So he wants to come back. I think Mbula is worth rolling the dice for again. New management, let's see what we've got.
What happens.
He's class.
See what happens in the
last so frustrating.
3-4 months of the season. Let's get back onto the other questions. So I hope that answers that for all those people who have asked. Kieran Down says, when you think Jack Harrison arrives, will Lambert stick him in the under-21s or use him as an important first-team player? I can't go into the under-21s for me. He should definitely be a first-team squad member.
If nothing else, to put a bit of pressure on Shaq.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if it's just a kind of
appearances, whatever it might be. Definitely shouldn't be one of those who's just put into the development squad and probably never to be seen again. I don't think he should be one of those, 100%. Nathan says, in my opinion, I don't blame Martin O'Neill for turning us down. I don't think he deserved to be our third choice. Do you guys blame him for turning us down, or do you blame the board for not making him our number one choice? Personally, I blame the board, just my opinion.
You know how much I wanted
Martin
O'Neill, and I was miffed when the Flores thing came from nowhere. Obviously that didn't happen. I was a bit frustrated with the board. They didn't go for the security of Martin O'Neill. But as a question, I think it doesn't matter now. We've passed that. We don't need to kind of dwell on the Martin O'Neill thing. Get behind Lambert, and that'll do. That'll do, yeah. I think it's been and gone, the Martin O'Neill thing now. We don't need to worry about it.
Tom Latham says, Tesco, Trent Vale or Woolstanton Asda? Mine's Tesco, Trent Vale. I'm a Tesco man.
Um,
Not an Asda, not a Morrison's.
yeah, I mean, I don't frequent either of them stores.
Well, what would you rather,
But
Tesco's
Tesco's,
or
I
Asda?
suppose. Tesco's, yeah.
I think he might be commenting on the post I put up last night of Jesse Rodriguez shopping in Wolverhampton.
That's the point. Hesse's
back.
I thought I missed the boat on that. I thought he'd gone
No,
forever.
a lot of places were reporting we terminated the loan.
So
and
he's
he
back
was going back
training
to
with
Las
Stoke.
Palmas.
That's a brilliant.
He was watching at the game at the weekend, and then he's been back training this week.
That's amazing. I honestly thought he'd been and gone. I thought that ship had sailed. But if he's back in the squad, let's see where we can get him back because he's class.
See what happens.
He is class.
Harry Adderley says lunch or dinner. Come on.
Is it midday meal is called dinner?
Breakfast, dinner, tea.
Yeah,
Don't fuck
exactly.
about
It
with
confuses people down here, that doesn't it?
And he put in brackets, if you say dinner, you are wrong. Well, you're wrong, mate. Dinner, ladies. Christmas dinner. Do I need much more? Do I need much more proof? Let's have a look at some more.
I wanted to ask for one more then, because I don't know if there's any other ones.
What?
Dinner. Well, dinner time at school. There's always dinner time, wasn't
Dinner
it?
time. Dinner,
Always
ladies.
time.
Christmas dinner.
One more.
I can't think of one.
No, I agree though. I agree, yeah.
Over onto the Facebook, Richard Sherrington says, who's better out of Moritz Bauer and Jack Bauer? Moritz is good, but can he defuse a nuclear bomb, interrogate a terrorist using the cable off a table lamp and rescue the president in 24 hours?
No, I'm going to go in no. I mean, I don't know Moritz Bauer that well, but I'm going to assume he's not been trained in.
But Moritz Bauer can play the pianos, 5 different languages, fly a plane.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure Jack Bauer can do that as well, though. If he's like a spy, he's going to have his languages down, isn't he? Probably can fly a plane. But
Yeah.
can he play fullback for Stoke City? No, he can't.
Can he? No.
That's all that matters.
No.
That's all that matters.
We'll tie. Let's tie it.
Okay.
Sorry, we haven't given you a proper answer there. Even Ben Casey commented and said, we need answers.
Okay, well, I'll say it then. Moritz Bauer.
Moritz Bauer.
He's about Bauer, definitely.
Sam Hughes says, do you think we should loan Sido to the Championship or maybe even League One to get some
We haven't
game
touched on
time?
this yet, have we?
We haven't touched on this.
This was the first week where I finally just felt, fuck it.
And you've been a big believer.
I still see elements of quality.
There was the story that came out in the papers.
He's been up to no good. He's been spending $5,000.
But the picture wasn't him.
Well, I don't know.
And it was that shit rag, so let's not even mention it because it's probably not a credible story.
It's probably not true, but I've heard a few other rumours as well about his lack of effort, even under Lambert in training. You know the same rumour.
I know the same rumour. Should we say?
Well,
should we say?
Well, it's just someone from Clayton Wood, isn't it?
Yeah.
The official source. Someone at Clayton
Someone
Wood.
at Clayton Wood. Apparently, Lambert got the people who weren't involved to do an extra run at the end of training.
Yeah.
Sado walked off.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan said,
just encourage him.
Come on, this is your
fresh
fresh start. Not happening.
I mean, I always take rumours with a pinch of salt. You don't want to go throwing stuff out there as though it's fact. And again,
we don't know that's fact.
Could be absolute bullshit, that. But yeah, this was the first week where I finally kind of thought it's not going to happen. But I don't know. I hope Lambert's just removed him from the spotlight this week with all the press stories, and he comes back. But with Juve scoring and having a great performance, I struggle to see him starting for a long, long time.
Same. I agree.
What a mess up that's been.
Well,
Start to finish. He's not. West Brom fans must be loving that.
That's the shit that Mark Hughes has left us with.
I don't blame him. Clubs like Stoke, if we want a top striker, sometimes we have to roll the dice because we can't go out and spend 50-60 million on guaranteed success. We have to roll the dice, and sometimes you hit the jackpot, sometimes you don't. Arnie was an example that could have gone tits up with his reputation, but didn't. As it stands, Berahino is going tits up, but I don't know, we'll wait and see.
Kent Off says, just to say, it's great to see a smile back at the club.
Yeah. It's a real feel-good factor at the moment.
It's great to do a positive podcast.
This is, yeah, I'm loving it. The last time I was this positive on the podcast, it was the Arsenal game, and yeah, I regret my enthusiasm in hindsight because I was a bit over the top.
Lastly, Andrew Corden, which player has the best Twitter? Easy. Crouchy.
Yeah.
You'd have some contenders if you still had Robert Hoof and Johnny Walters here. You'd have some contenders. But clean sweep, Peter Crouch, undoubtedly.
There's no one else really with like a sense of humour that gets it out there on Twitter, is there?
Not that I can think of.
Jack's generally got to keep on trying.
Jack's pretty safe.
Jack's
pretty safe.
Solid cliches for Jack. Yeah, Crouchy.
I can't think of it. Zuma's okay. They're all good on Instagram, Chupo and Zuma. But apart from that,
Bojan's constantly
good.
Got to keep
Bojan's
working
good.
hard.
But if you're looking for laughs, if you're looking for a good time, it's always big old Pete.
Yeah.
Question of the week.
I always forget them very quickly. You help me out here. What was there? Oh God, the Bauer one. I should say the Bauer one.
Yeah, Jack Bauer.
For want of forgetting.
So now we've got a load of days off. No game.
It's
at the
annoying,
weekend.
that, isn't it?
Yeah, we're out the FA Cup, unfortunately.
MK Dons away, we would have got.
No, Craig.
You're not having
no, don't. Don't. I hate the people who do this.
Why not?
Don't. The world doesn't work like that, right?
does.
The world does.
Does.
There's not infinite frigging situations where that, if we'd have gone through, that exact ball would have been drawn. It doesn't work like that. That's not how the world.
That's exactly how the world works.
That's not how the world works. Let us know who's right in the comments. Is that how the world works?
Point being,
let Craig know he's going mental to think that's a thing.
A tiny part of me feels relieved we've not got that potential distraction, but at the same time, I can see us pulling away from the relegation zones, and
Just
that's it. And as we've agreed, we would have been playing MK Dons, and the 5th round was imminent.
Because it does rile me up. But
it is frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's so frustrating because it was another week for maybe Lambert to play potentially a weakened team. If we have got MK Dons a lower league team,
someone else.
Another week for him to get to know the players without the pressure really being on, and it's a real fuck up, that is. I feel pissed off about that. Coventry League too, yeah.
But it is more time, I guess, for Paul Lambert to get to know his players, work on stuff on the training ground.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no game, and then we are back again on Wednesday night against Watford with a new manager.
Yeah. So I'm going to put my feet back on the ground now. I'm not going to be over the top and say we're sorted, we won't go down. We need exactly that same sort of performance against Watford. Watford, for me, it's almost a reset. We're starting again. What can Lambert do for us? I want exactly the same against Watford. Exactly the same.
Just that blueprint from that game.
Yeah. So we've had an amazing start, but that's got to go again and again and again, because after what we got, Watford, Bournemouth, Brighton, someone else down there, I think, in around this point. Then after that, you've got Tottenham, Man City,
the difficult games,
Liverpool, all the rest of them. So we need to propel ourselves away from this kind of relegation thing over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks.
So it's Watford, Bournemouth, Brighton, Leicester, Southampton, Man City.
Southampton, Leicester, yeah. Then after that, it gets extremely
Everton,
difficult.
Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham away, Burnley, Liverpool.
We need to be comfortably plus 30 points come that difficult spell. Comfortably. I've got faith we can do it, but we've got to go again. The fans have got to treat the Watford game with exactly the same sort of respect as we did Huddersfield and go again.
Agreed.
I'm going to be nervous about that one.
Agreed.
Just as well as Huddersfield. Huge game. Massive game. They've got the new manager bounce as well.
What, like we did?
Yeah.
Although, are they still in the FA Cup? They got a FA Cup game this weekend?
I can't recall now. But we're better than Watford. We are better. It'll be 2 managerial bounces coming against each other.
They've got a game on Saturday, Southampton away.
Okay, which will be
a difficult game.
Yeah.
And then after players will be rested up. Hopefully we should have that.
Yeah. We're 3 points from 10th. Do you know what I mean? We could easily drift.
Another win. Mid-table.
Yeah. I look at, was it Leicester this time last year were in a similar position with Ranieri, he was getting sacked. They had a very comfortable end to the season, finished mid-table, didn't they?
On Watford, being devil's advocate again.
You love playing devil's advocate.
Do you wish we'd have waited a week to get Marco Silva?
No, I don't have this Marco Silva bollocks. I'm not having it. He did all right at Hull, but he lost a crucial game against horrendous Sunderland at home. I'm not having this Marco Silva loving.
Not having it.
Not having it at all. And I think when Everton come sniffing, he clearly was keen to jump ship. Loyalty zero.
Speaking to Paul Merson.
But it's true though, isn't it? Where's loyalty gone in football? Everton come sniffing, he was ready to jump. Now, I'm not having this bollocks about him being the next Messiah.
Okay, you're not having it.
I'm not having it. It annoys me that he's got his reputation for being the next big thing. Nah, not for me.
Not doing it.
So, Barmy Army.
That has been the Bear Pit Pod. We won't be back next week because I'm in Singapore.
Okay.
And there's been no game, so
nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
No. Tweet it.
It's not even an international break where Jack's been involved. Or some of the
players.
What
are we going to report on the double training sessions? Nothing.
Yeah, we're not here. I'm on holiday. We've got a game on the Wednesday. We might do something for the Wednesday game. Mm-hmm. Might not. Yeah. Do make sure you like the video, subscribe to the Bear Pit TV on iTunes, Acast, YouTube, SoundCloud, anywhere that you're getting it. We will see you in 2 weeks after the Watford game and also the game after that, which is
Bournemouth. Got me ticket for that today, actually.
Bournemouth away. I'm not going to break anything this time at Bournemouth away.
You going?
I don't know yet, but you know what happened last time.
I do know what happened now. We stayed over and you sat on the table and it didn't
Didn't
survive
withstand
it.
the weight, did
Didn't
it?
survive.
It's dead. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, table.
Yeah.
Right, that's been the Bear Pit Pod. See you later.